Morning of the race, you're feeling sick, absolutely sick. I now understand what sportsmen feel before big events.
People don't realise when them gates shut behind you that the pressure that you're under. You could be on one of the super chances and at the drop of a hat something could go wrong.
From a broadcaster's point of view, the best thing about racing is that it's such a difficult thing. There's no half-hearted trainers, there's no half-hearted jockeys, there's no half-hearted horses that win anything.
I say to people, when you look at a girl, saying to a guy, when you look at a girl and she's pretty, you don't need me to tell you there's a pretty girl. Well, it's exactly the same as me looking at a horse. When I look at a horse, I don't have to say, that's a nice horse. I can just tell you straight away.
Autumn is time for Sydney siders to really show Melbourne what we've got. It's a time of more elegance, I think. The anticipation builds.
It sways almost more than a hobby towards a passion for me. I love it that much and I always have.
I think that it's kind of like Sydney itself. Sydney's got a very short attention span in my opinion, and it takes something really big and distracting to drag people off the beach or out of their homes. We've got a lot of choice here, and the Golden Slipper is the perfect example of getting that right.
The 2-year-old Golden Slipper is an amazing race to ride, and it's very fast. A lot goes on in the short time that you're in the race. It's a massive crowd and there's a lot of nervous energy running around, so you want to try and keep the horse as relaxed as you possibly can before you get to the barriers.
You've got to get them fit, first off, like anything. You've got to get them to a certain level, and then you can let them shoot the breeze. And, just goof around and have a nice time, and have a bit of fun. A bit like a kid. Children can get very tired. Well, baby horses are no different. You can't pound them into the ground because you won't have a horse for the Golden Slipper.
I know in the world of sport they talk about the Olympics being the pinnacle because it's only once every 4 years. The Golden Slipper, it's a 2-year-old race. You can only go in it once. This is the grand final for all those particular horses.
Now Sebring's about to come forward.
The big fear that we had was that he'd miss the start. He wasn't a particularly good starter. He had a reputation as a bad starter. He was such a big, relaxed horse. The first thing we heard in the call was Mark Sheehan saying,
racing in the Slipper,
and Sebring has come out last of all. And we died, I guess. We all slumped.
It can be quite a rough race when there's the amount of money that's involved and all the pressure that you put yourself under, and the horses, they know that, like you're putting them into positions where it's probably a little bit dangerous, but you've got to be sort of in there and competing to the best of your ability.
I love the Golden Slipper, the whole build-up. They come around that home turn like billiard balls on ice. They just skittle around, then they balance up, they pin their ears back.
When you make them accelerate at the top of the straight, that feeling that they give you it's pretty amazing.
It's so primal and raw, and it's just horses sorting themselves out the way they would in any pack. Who is the best of the best?
Sebring's about to burst through now.
The gap opened and he came through, and we were all on the finishing line. We knew he'd won. It's just sheer and utter bedlam. Just sheer bedlam, the noise, the excitement, people crying. It was just incredible.
It's a very special thing, racing. It's quite addictive. The more you're involved, the more you want to be involved. And watching the magic happen out there and the adrenaline rushes and, all the craziness, I mean, it's contagious. It really is.
The horse, that is the big attraction, really. When it comes down to it.
This year we've got a really exciting group of horses going into the carnival. It's probably my most exciting since we trifected the Slipper. So, one lives in hope.
Can we win another Slipper? Can lightning strike twice? Why not? Why not? We're lucky people. Why can't it happen to us again?
It's my grand final. It's in my backyard. I was an apprentice here in Sydney. I'm based here in Sydney. So all these big races mean a lot. And the one that I want the most is the Golden Slipper.